Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marie. If this is your first time here, welcome. As you can tell by the title, today I want to talk about the closing of Earthwise Beauty. I posted a shorts this week talking about my initial reaction, and a lot of you guys left the same sort of similar comments. Shock, sadness, grief over the closing of one of the most beloved brands in green beauty, as well as a pillar in the green beauty movement. So this is almost like a journalistic documentation for me of the state of beauty, the state of green beauty, and also just sort of reflecting and reminiscing over my love affair with this brand. And I was hoping maybe if you feel like it, you would leave a comment or a reflection or a documentation of a sensorial experience that you had with Earthwise Beauty. So that way at the end of this, I can send it to Ava and say, hey, you had some true fans who really saw what you were trying to do and appreciated your plant wisdom and all the efforts that you put into sourcing, and we put a timestamp on it, and here it is. And if you ever wonder if your brand or all that your energies meant something to people, you can come back to this video and know that it did. And you truly were a pioneer in the state of green beauty. Let me pull open my notes. All right, so Earthwise Beauty. I come on the scene. I come onto the green beauty scene in 2014. I had my first child and I was really into cleaning up my lifestyle. And I was following a lot of YouTubers, Andy the Green Queen, Linda from, I can't remember her channel's name, but these were two of the big YouTubers that I saw talking about Earthwise Beauty. I had a couple friends, Cynthia, Jen from Jen Recommends, if you guys go way back and you remember. But as long as I've been in green beauty, Earthwise Beauty has been a staple there. And I was the girl who, like, I didn't own any skincare products. I didn't really own any makeup. I didn't own a hair dryer. I came from a very natural family. I did not have oily skin. I did not have a mother who used any types of beauty routines. And I came from a place where women on the daily did not wear a lot of makeup. And so I'm getting into skincare for the first time. And I gotta be honest, Earthwise Beauty's prices were a sticker shock for me. But I heard so many people talk about them and reflect on just like the true like synergy and the life force that Ava put into her products. I think back to Sarita Cohen, and her description was fresh pressed or just pressed, and that was really the way I felt about Earthwise Beauty. I'll be honest, I was a little intimidated. You know, people took beauty really seriously, and these products, people took them very seriously, and I didn't take myself or my beauty or skincare routine very seriously. But I got in a subscription box a little sample of Audacity's carrot seed oil. And that's when I really started to fall in love with the idea of green beauty, this sort of plant infusions, traditional wisdoms passed down, sourcing of ingredients. And that was when I experienced Ava's Carrot a Day. Now back then, her labels had a farm stand, country store, sort of, I would call it cute almost in a way, but I really liked it. They had different plant patterns and they were brightly colored, and they just stood out to me as being sort of playful. And I know that later on she changed the look of the brand and it took on even a more elevated feel. And I will say to this day, I think the current Earthwise Beauty logo is one of the best revisions and capturing of her playful sort of plant wisdom. I love that rose gold, and I've always just swooned at the way her boxes had that flower like pictures of flowers on the inside. Like, I will just say that I think her rebranding was phenomenal. Anyway, and it was sort of like this evolution of understanding of sourcing of ingredients for me. And I saw that her carrot a day had this same smell and feel to this Audacity's carrot plant oil. And they were sourced from France, and everywhere I looked, I could not find anybody sourcing or selling this same sort of carrot seed oil. And it just gave me this profound respect for Ava because of this carrot seed oil that she sourced. I just loved it so much. The smell and the vibrancy, and that product for me will always be this sort of like, it will always live like kind of on this pedestal of my green beauty journey. But again, I really felt like there was, in the green beauty industry, there was sort of this snobbery or elitism that went around sourcing, and I didn't understand it or appreciate it. I wouldn't come to appreciate it until I started making my own products for Face Mask Alchemy. And I started seeing what a vast difference there was in suppliers' quality. And it made me truly fascinated with Ava. Like, I kind of developed this like, just sort of like hero status for her, and reading the labels of her products and her descriptions. And she doesn't even know I spent, hours on her website just absorbing her reflections. And so many of her posts I could think back to on her talking about hydration and skin hydration. And when hydrating products really came on the market, she really took a stance and said, that hydration doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. And at the time, she would say things that were very wise, and then there were times I just didn't understand it. And then I would reflect on it later on. I would have these epiphanies, and I would be like, wow, like, she's one of the people that truly know what she's talking about. And so I, as time went on, I just truly grew this like profound respect for her. And so I think as we look to her brand closing, it's just with such sadness, because there was something about Earthwise Beauty, Laurel Whole Plant Organics, Infiore that give this credibility to green beauty that sail above all these people making clean marketing claims, and they really touch at the heart of the movement, because I feel like these brands are not offering you the traditional marketing ploy that they're going to transform your life by you purchasing this product. I don't think those brands really give those claims. They talk about nourishing and healing your skin in combination with looking deep within, and offering you not the ingredient of the day, the most popular thing, or the most highly synthesized ingredient that's going to change your life in minutes. They offered you what people have been using on their skin for hundreds of years. And they said, if you stay consistent, if you use less, love more, then you're going to see results if you do the inner work. And I just found that to be so true. I tried every fancy product out there, only to find that I just really felt like there weren't many that did anything. But when I started using Ambrosia Docerado daily, twice a day, for a year, I saw results. I saw an improvement in the hyperpigmentation in my skin. When I started using Isadora, I looked back to my Beauty Heroes review. It was 11 months ago. I've been using that product for 11 months. And now I can give you a proper review that product is just truly outstanding at conditioning your skin. It should just always be in your arsenal. And so it's just with so much sadness that I say that like those products won't exist anymore, for us to love and cherish and to truly reflect on the fact that beauty is more than just these products we're putting on our skin. Anyway, and so I think we as consumers have to ask, like, what does this mean for us going forward? And I think there's a couple key takeaways that we need to think about. Is the pandemic really pushed us into these big box stores. a lot more. And as we go forward, what do we want the face of green, clean beauty to look like? Do we want it to be buying stuff at Target, which I've always kind of championed as being a good thing? But I mean, I think we all have to acknowledge it's taking a toll on these smaller brands. So as we look into the future, do we want people to have the option to have products from people who truly have herbalist wisdom? Or are we just going to be buying Pacifica at Target? I think it's a complicated situation because price does play such a big factor for all of us right now. But I truly have come to believe in beauty products that the mentality one should adopt for the skin is use less, love more. And some of the issues that we are daily combating in our skincare can be addressed from other areas. I made a comment recently that one of the most interesting people I think in skincare right now is Sandra from Lanshin, and how she talks about the muscles and the all the impacts of like the daily stress impacting the face. And I know for me that's huge. And I really have gotten my product routine at night down to just 2 or 3 products. So I think, you know, it's kind of a wake-up call to all of us that, like, you know, kind of these ideals that we had and this love affair that we have for plant-infused skincare is dying. And what are we going to do to revitalize that? So it's really like a reflection, like a mindset we need to think about going forward. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.